So, hold on a second. Hi, you guys. I am still not over what happened in Times Square. I'm not gonna lie, but I have reshuffled and picked another card of the day, which is the Queen of Wands. I'll get into that in a second. First, I want to chat a little bit about whether or not you would date a man without a job. Now, I'm gonna position myself a little bit because I had the area all to myself, but y'all know my lives and stuff be popular, so I gotta watch people because they be trying to end up in them. Kind of like this guy that's walking past right now. Anyway, so would you date a man that doesn't have a job? When I was younger, I would say no. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised and taught that, men work, men provide. Um, if a guy doesn't have a job, it's usually because he's not really doing anything or isn't really up to anything. So, younger me would say no, absolutely. But older me, now that I have more life experience and things like that, I say yes. And here's why. Because things happen. I've been laid off before. People get sick. Jobs disappear, meaning they don't even get laid off, like companies downsize and shit. Or after the 2008 recession, a lot of people jobs was fucked up, and not even just jobs, like businesses. Like, people were making like decent incomes and stuff, and then would take a huge hit. You know what I'm saying? And a huge hit is a huge hit. And having to come back from that financially, is a very big deal, and everybody's not equipped to do something like that. So for me, it's not necessarily whether or not the person has a title or a job, so to speak, because when you think about it, a job is really just a task you get paid for. Anybody can have a job. A job isn't something that guarantees somebody. I require in relationships at this age, 37, is I want the chemistry to be there. I care more so about your loyalty. I care more so about you respecting me. I care more so about you, being giving and being. I want you to be real with me. I don't ever want to feel like I'm in a situation with someone who really aren't who they are. My marriage was like that. I was with my ex-husband, and further we went along in the marriage, a lot of the stuff that a lot of the things that were set in the beginning of who he was, the further we got down the line, things started to change, and I was just like, oh no, I didn't sign up for that. And you could have just been who you were, and we wouldn't have had to do this. I don't want any situations like that. I want to be with somebody who's so comfortable with who they are. You know what I'm saying? That they are that way through and through. I want to be with somebody who can show me things, teach me things. I want to be with somebody who I can enjoy silence with them. Because that's really a telltale sign of, how comfortable you are with each other. When you don't have to talk all the time, but just their presence alone or your presence alone is enough to go, oh, they're here. Everything is good. You ever have those situations where like you're in bed or whatever, and like you are with your mate or whoever, and you wake up and you're like, what's going on? And like you look over and they're there. Like they're not even awake. They're not even conscious. They're knocked the fuck out. But you look up and like, oh, they're there. It's like, and then things are just okay because they're there. It's stuff like that. Me personally, I like somebody that has like a strong work ethic and great ideas, and somebody who is committed. You cannot teach commitment. You can't. A commitment is something people decide to uphold. I would rather have a firmly committed partner, who lights up my life and is my travel buddy and, a helper. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like where my shit is gonna get sexist, right? If you can fix stuff, amazing. Because I can't fix nothing. And I ain't gonna try. If you can mow the lawn, amen. Because I'm not gonna do it. I will never do it. If you can, you may not know how to work on cars. But if you go, I got it, and you get it serviced and it's done, hey, bless you. Stuff like that, amen. But most importantly, I want my man to be a protector. I care about that more than anything. So if my guy is jobless, his job is to be my bodyguard. And that's a position. I would rather pay my husband or my guy to be my bodyguard if he was jobless than to like diss him because he's going through a down period at the time and treat him like he has no value. Like if we're a partner, if we're in a partnership, that's what partners do. Like I have you, you have me. You know what I'm saying? Say I, Okay, so say I like throw my Zumba business, right? And my Zumba business is popping, and let's say I'm making like mad profit like that, and you know my income is great, right? And then like Miami PD does, my knee gets dislocated, and boom, I'm not dancing for a while. It's gonna affect my income. And if a man was to leave me over that, I would feel so shitty. You know what I'm saying? Well, just like how that would hurt me, that would hurt the guy. You know what I'm saying? Miscellaneous mythical guy that we're speaking about. You feel me? So me personally, I just, you know, like I said, with age and experience and all of that, you know, you have a different perspective. How is the relationship? How do you relate to each other? That part is more important than the economics. Because for me, in my opinion, economics can always be worked out. There's so many ways to make money. It's just, if you're with the right person, you're going to make the money anyway. Because first of all, everything is going to be so harmonious. You're not going to be stressing about the petty stuff. And you can focus on things that make you happy, that will bring money in your pocket. You know, you can get your Abraham Hicks on and get the money in your mind into your account. She always say, how do I get the money out of my imagination and into my bank account? Yeah, you can do that when things are good, when you're happy, when you're not with somebody that's stressing you out. You can do those things. And it's just like the shoe being on the foot. Like if the guy made all the money and the woman was at home being a homemaker, you know, people try to, you know, poo-poo being a homemaker, but it's a real job. It's a position. It takes a whole lot. Like cleaning houses is a job. People get paid for janitorial work. People get paid to be butlers and maids. People get paid to be landscapers, okay? People get paid. It's a job. People get paid to be nannies. It's a job. So you got somebody at the house who's watching the kids, who's cooking. People get paid to cook. It's a job. You got somebody who's watching the kids, they're cooking, they're keeping the house clean, they're making everything together. You know, they're an interior decorator. They got all these little hats that they wear. It's a job, you know, and a job that deserves some respect. Well, shoe on the other foot. You know, if my guy is like quote unquote jobless, like he hasn't landed a position out there in the world, well, he's my bodyguard, and bodyguards are jobs. Security is a job. That's his job, to make sure that I'm safe at all times, protect my mind, protect my body, protect this house, protect our kids, protect our life. Like if I can't look to you to do that, regardless, even if you, well, here's the deal. Even if you had a job, if I can't look at you to do that, the relationship ain't gonna last too long anyway. Cause what do I need you for? If I can't look at you to do that, that means that there's gonna be some other guy that's gonna be protecting me. And you're here in the picture? Weird. It's just like, you know, here's another example. I was like, you know, in a committed relationship, we'll say that. And got trapped in like a really bad winter storm, right? And I was the only person that had a car. Like we were sharing my car, right? Me and my partner. And the winter storm took my car. It like my car did not survive the storm. So now we're carless, you know, and he hadn't, you know, done the things that, you know, he needed to do in order to secure a vehicle. And it wasn't any pressure on him to do so either. I wasn't treating him like, oh, you didn't do that, damn, you know, whatever. He just didn't have a car. And because we were relying on my car, we were teammates, we were partners. I had the car, and he was working his thing out, and you know we were relying on my car. My car goes out, boom. Now we're in a situation where we're both on the bus, and I need to be places, and I'm still doing comedy, and I'm doing all these other things, and I got places I got to be, especially if we're going to make money. And now I need a ride. You know how awkward it is to need rides, and then have every guy that you know want to offer you a ride, like you're not in a committed relationship. And all you can do is just like look at your partner like, I need a ride. So what are we gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those situations. Somebody just texted me. That means they're looking at my YouTube live. Hi, stalker. You wouldn't know anything if you weren't watching me on YouTube. I haven't posted anything. My last location was Port Authority. So, where am I? Exactly. Anyway. So, anyway. And at the places that I'm looking and the people I'm looking at, I know that text message is coming from somebody in here. So anyway, my point is, you know how awkward that feels? Everybody was trying to give me a ride, and you know, here I have a person I'm committed to, and I was absolutely committed to, and I never cheated on him, you know, and he's not in a position to give me a ride. But not only is he not in a position to give me a ride, something as simple as a ride, he doesn't think to go, man, I should probably start trying to rent a car or securing something, or baby, let me pay for your Uber, or baby, let me buy you a Lyft. You know what I'm saying? My guy didn't do that. And I was just like kind of sitting there like, he don't think that, does he not think that he should do that? Like, does he not see how weird that is for me? Does it not make him feel weird? You know what I'm saying? Just like how that's weird, in the example of protection, that would be weird to me. If I'm with somebody, I'm committed to you, I'm not cheating on you, it's us, it's me, it's you, and yeah, things are happening and we're not safe, and I can't look to you to handle that. What is that? What is that even about? You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, in mature partnerships, I think it matters less about economics and more about mind state. It matters less about economics matter. It's gonna always matter. As long as the world is round and spins, you're gonna need some money because money is a tool to make things happen. When your money is right and when you have a certain level of financial freedom, you can start living life to a certain level where your stress level is better, your health is better. Things are, it makes things happen. It's a conduit. However, in order to make the most of it, in order to make a lot of it, in order to, enjoy it when you make it, you gotta have a certain mind state. Otherwise, you're just gonna get it and lose it anyway. So anyway, let me delete this person. Yeah, because what are you doing watching my live and stalking me? You don't even know what I got going on. Get out of my life and mind your business, random person on YouTube. So anyway, I say that to say, yeah, guys, that's the way that I feel about that. That's my Virgo viewpoint. Tune into the podcast. I'll be making part 2 of the podcast. Well, I was the tragedy in Times Square. I'll be making part 2. I'm about to get in on these headlines. I wanted to kind of see what was happening with the Dem debate too, because I was like traveling and all of that, and so I didn't, and plus I don't have cable and stuff, so I have to sit back and watch like the headlines and watch what's being said so that I can know what's what. And I wanted to try to tap into that, check that out, so I can have some of that for the podcast. And like I said, I drew another card. These people are crazy. I drew another tarot card, which is the Queen of Wands, and this is a card of intuition and psychic ability. So check out the podcast so you can hear the reading. It may resonate partly, fully, or not at all. So if it's for you, or if it resonates with you, rather, then it's for you. So make sure you check that out. Virgo Viewpoint, anchor.fm/AARONAS, Virgo Viewpoint, Arona's Virgo Viewpoint. Subscribe here to YouTube if you haven't already. I don't know what you're waiting on. www.youtube.com/C/AARONALPZ. I don't know what day I'm going to launch Sex, Flicks, and Chill. I wanted to try to do something at Magic Johnson AMC today, and it didn't work out because people were, these people are crazy. Just like the crazy people are in this live, there was thirsty people hanging out over there trying to do stuff, and I ain't had time for it. It instantly like took the wind out of my sails, and I was like, man, fuck this. I gotta get an apartment. I don't want to deal with these people. I don't want to do this shit no more. So yeah, I was like, let me get my booking sites and focus on all of this and get the webinar, get stuff going, because I just cannot do this anymore. So join me on the journey. There's so much more to come and to see. So peace.